How to lead a hybrid workforce. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. First, what's a hybrid workforce? Well, a hybrid workforce is team members that are in the office some of the days and maybe out of the office some of the days. And a hybrid workforce is some people are in the office, some people work remote because they're in different parts of the country or the world. So those are what hybrid workforces are. And we need to be able to manage them and lead them well if we want to be a success and have a successful team of hybrid individuals. So what's the first thing we need to do? The first thing we need to do is make sure that everybody understands their KPIs, their key performance indicators. That's right, not just the annual check-in, but they need to know how they're doing in a way that they can check to see how they're performing at any time of the day. They should know what the high performers look like with these key performance indicators, the KPIs. By knowing these KPIs, they're going to be able to gauge how well they're doing, and if they're having setbacks, they can come to us faster and we can help them get back on track. But if people don't know what their KPIs are or do annual goals and they only check annually or semi-annually, guess what's going to happen? Those people aren't going to be as successful as they'd like to be, and our team is not going to be as fast and successful either. We need to have consistent communication if we want to have a good team dynamic and lead our hybrid workforce well. What does that look like? Well, back when in the day when I was in sales on this team, we actually met weekly. That's right. I had a manager that would sit down and set up the day of Monday to go over all the things that we needed to go through, have all of our meetings set up, have the coaching calls, and sitting together and going through everything. And that way we could go execute Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. But they set everything up at the beginning of the week, and it set us up for success because we all got to come together in our meetings, we got to communicate, talk about struggles or successes, and our other teammates would actually be able to build us up and give us strategies that they've used that succeeded when they've heard what we're struggling with. We all came together, and it was fantastic. We also had our meetings together one-on-one at that same day, because that way we could take things offline that we needed to talk about. The manager was able to go through and say, hey, what's going on in your regular life? Is there something that we need to bring in another team member that can help you while you're having this struggle? Because life happens. And by being able to flex on the team and bring in some of those other members to help us when things are going rough, that was able to keep the team success high, and the communication was needed regularly and consistently. I mean, you don't want to be a leader that is bouncing off of emotions and people don't know what's coming to them. You gotta have consistent way you show up. It's kind of like the Chick-fil-A effect. That's right, Chick-fil-A, fantastic restaurant. People are in the lines for a long time waiting for that Chick-fil-A because the people know they're going to have a good product, and the Chick-fil-A people show up consistently. So when you show up there, you know you're going to have a consistently good product and consistent service every time. People want reliability, and so do our team members. So if we're going to lead hybrid workforces, we got to be consistent when we show up. We got to be able to set the strategy and give coaching to those team members regularly if we want them to be successes. And that means we're probably going to have to do some role playing in the scenarios that the team member is getting ready to do. And if it's on Zoom, so be it, or Microsoft Teams. We need to be able to sit down and do role playing. And I know a lot of people don't like the role playing thing when they're setting up a scenario, but it's very helpful. It's kind of like a pro team or football or baseball. They practice, they do scrimmages to make sure that the plays are being executed before they show up for the game time, because you can't just show up and wing it for the game time. You got to have that preparation. You got to make sure that we know how to execute things, because if we don't, we're going to lose. So being able to set up that strategy for the week during those touch points is going to help our team members be a success. This one's crucial. If we want to have a good hybrid team and we want to lead a good team, we got to make sure that we have thoroughbreds. Yeah, thoroughbreds. Those team members that will succeed at all costs. Not that they're going to lie, cheat, and steal, but they're going to have a gritty nature and they're going to go execute. We know those thoroughbreds. We've seen those thoroughbreds. And those thoroughbreds give lifeblood to our teams, because we know when they talk, everybody else is going to listen because they're respected. We need to make sure that we are investing into those thoroughbreds. We also need to be talking to those thoroughbreds and looking around for other thoroughbreds to add to our team when the time comes. Say somebody gets promoted or somebody moves across the country for their family. We got to be able to put in those thoroughbreds, and having that list of people that we know about will help us when it comes time for the hiring. Because if we don't and we wing it, guess what's going to happen? We're going to be slow, the costs are going to be high, and profits tank. We need to be making sure that we're efficient and our teams are successes. So keeping track of thoroughbreds is a fantastic way of having a roster of people we can rely on and know their strengths for the future. Not to scare off the current team members, but so we know we can plug them in. And hey, maybe we expand our team so we can go pluck one of those thoroughbreds onto the team and have more and more and more growth, and we're a success. Compile all those things, you're going to be able to lead a hybrid workforce well. Now, if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out. Contact information is below. If this video is helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send to somebody you think it might benefit, because that's why I do these videos, to help you. We'll see you next time.